What's good, everyone? Welcome to the first ever long form video on the channel, and today I'm going to be trying to win a championship with a team selected by a random wheel. But what exactly is this random wheel, I hear you asking? So the way this is going to work is I'm going to spin a wheel of every NBA team, and the first team that I land on, I'm going to get a player from that team, and then for each subsequent team I land on, I'm going to get another player from that team, starting from the 15th man on the roster and working my way up. So we're just going to get straight into it, and while this first wheel is spinning for our first team, I just want to say, as we get the Los Angeles Lakers, thank you so much if you've come here from watching the shorts, and if you found this channel, just randomly, welcome. We're going to be doing more long-form content soon. This is the first ever video, but we're going to be pumping that out, as well as a new short every day. We got a couple series there. So yeah, so the Lakers, we're going to get the 15th player on the Lakers, and that's going to start our roster. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's going to be Maxi Kleber. So, kind of irrelevant to start with, but we do use the Lakers up, so the Lakers are no longer on the wheel. And yeah, let's get straight into the 14th player. Let's see. The Sacramento Kings. So that's pretty good because we don't want to be using up sort of the best teams. So let's see who we're going to get from the Kings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think that's Cardwell, but let's double check. Okay, and it was. So that's going to be our second player. Again, not too big of a name, but we're just rounding out the back half of the roster here. Third wheel spin inbound. The Cleveland Cavaliers. So there we're eliminating a team who do have, some really top end talent. That would have been a team I would have loved to get like a 3 or 4 because they have a bunch of good guys. But unfortunately, we've used them here. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And it's Luke Travers, number 12. Utah Jazz. Okay, a team I don't mind eliminating here early. They don't have a lot of top-end talent. And it's going to be Kevin Love. Okay, a veteran role player. Not too bad. Let's see who we're going to get in our 11th slot. The Warriors. So we miss out on Steph Curry, miss out on Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, but not the worst. They're a little bit of a top-heavy roster. And it's Alex Tui. Okay, so 69 overall at this point is a bit of a poor result, but I guess we take it and we move. Charlotte Hornets for the 10th man on their roster. They have a bit of depth, so we could get someone with some value here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, and we just missed Khan, and it's Josh Green. Not a bad player, good role player in the NBA, but not particularly helpful for a rebuilding challenge. He is, I guess he does have a decent contract. So with Kleber, we could package that and picks to get someone. The Atlanta Hawks for the 9th overall man on their roster. The Hawks are an interesting team. Coming into next season, a lot of hype around them. I'm not sure I'm buying it as much. 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's Luke Kennard, another role player. Let me know in the comments what you think about the Hawks coming into next season. I know there's a lot of hype with the emergence of Jalen Johnson, but as a Celtics fan, Kristaps, that weird illness, and he's 30 now. Dyson Daniels, can he replicate the success he had last season? Nikola Alexander Walker is a good player, a good role player. Can Risa Shea step up? But yeah, let me know what you think about the Hawks going into next season. I'd be curious what the consensus is if you think they're a top 4-ish seed in the East. Okay, the Knicks. So now we're up to the 8th man on the roster for the Knicks, a team who has some good top end talent. I would have loved to get like a 2 for Cat, but we don't. 6, 7, 8, and it's Gershon Yabusele. I think that's about right for the 8th man. I'm not upset with that. He's a good player. Another former Celtic, of course, former 76er as well. The Trailblazers. Ooh, this could be interesting. Are we going to get a young player here? Let's see. Another team with a lot of hype going into next season. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we get injured Damian Lillard. Now, this feels a bit wrong because either I have an injured player I can't trade. You know what? Injury should be off. So I'm going to not take Dame. I'm going to take Donovan Clingan, who would be the 7th man if Dame was fully healthy. And that gives us our first real trade asset. So I'm happy about that. I like Clingan's game. I mean, it's a little limited, but he is a very serviceable big man. The Wizards. Okay, so not the best to get for a top 6 pick. 3, 4, 5, 6. We do get Corey Kispert, another guy who is a good role player. I don't think I'd want him as my 6th man per se, but he's not bad. He has a decent contract, and so shouldn't be hard to trade Kispert in Sim. Probably just isn't that valuable. Okay, the Nets 5th overall. We're not getting the best luck here, so this may end up being a pretty difficult rebuild to win a championship in 1 year. 5th overall on the Nets, Day'Ron Sharpe. That is very tough. That's very tough. I don't think you want Day'Ron Sharpe starting for you, respectfully, of course, to the big man who has a lot of potential, but 78 overall in 2K. Celtics, 4th best player. We're getting to the real important picks here. This is where our value starts to show. So Tatum, Brown, White, Anthony Simons. Anthony Simons is not bad. I think in 2K, he's probably a little bit better than in real life. I don't know what his progression looks like. He is 26, so he probably won't have the craziest trade value. Top 3. So we want teams who have a couple of stars. 3rd best player on the Nuggets. So we lose out on the potential of Jokic, but we do get Aaron Gordon. So a good player, maybe a little underpowered as the 3rd best player on our team in 2K, but I love Aaron Gordon. Great player, great veteran, still, I'd say, valuable in the league, across the league. Oh, Spurs. Okay, so the 2nd best player on our team is going to be a San Antonio Spur, and is that going to be De'Aaron Fox? I should have just gone the other way, shouldn't I have? Let's see. Oh, I just completely passed them. So yes, it is De'Aaron Fox. It's tied with Stephon Castle, but we're going to take Fox, even though he probably has a little less trade value. Just got that huge new contract from the Spurs. We'll see how it works out with him, Castle, and Harper next season. I think it'll be good. I think Castle could potentially scale up to play against 3s. I think Harper probably needs some time to develop, and I really wish we could have got Wemby. I wish this Spurs pick was flipped with whoever we're going to get right now, because Wemby's the most valuable asset in the game. And we've got the Memphis Grizzlies, so our star player coming from the Grizzlies is, I assume, Ja Morant. Yes, it is. So he's probably a mid-tier top talent. You know, those guys I would have liked in front of him, but Ja's a good player, so to have him on the roster at 25, 92 overall, we can build around him, or we could package him. So I've assembled the whole team. Here it is. We've got Ja, obviously, De'Aaron Fox, Gordon, Simons, Clingan, and then a whole bunch of role players and a few young guys. And so one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that I'm only going to be allowed to make 3 trades before the season starts, and then 1 trade before the trade deadline, so a max of 4 trades, because I want this team to sort of stand on its own. I definitely am going to need to diversify some of the positions. We've got, Morant, Fox, and Simons here, all of whom are kind of like ball dominant guys. I guess Simons could play off ball, but Josh certainly not, and Fox not the best 3-point shooter either. So we're probably going to need to get a good wing to pair with Aaron Gordon, who I like and could see keeping. And then Klingon, I think we may be trying to capitalize on his young value to upgrade in one of those trades, but I'm going to go away and just try to craft something for our first trade. I should also mention as I'm doing this that financial trade rules and the Stepien rule are off for this because, I don't want to make this a very realistic rebuild. We want to have fun. Right now I'm looking at trading Anthony Simons. And while I would love a Tyrese Maxey, he kind of overlaps with Ja, who I'm going to keep at this point. Markkanen and Kessler. OG Anunoby as a 3 would be really good. What I'm actually going to do instead is I think this trade, trading Klingon and Simons and 1 first for Siakam and Nembhard. I really like Nembhard playing off ball next to Ja. And then Siakam, we may need to move on Aaron Gordon after this, but I'm going to do that trade. So now our roster looks like we have Ja. De'Aaron Fox is maybe the next piece to move. Nembhard will play off Morant. So maybe we look into trading De'Aaron Fox and or Aaron Gordon. I'm going to end up doing this deal, getting Ivica Zubac in as my starting center, and then John Collins can come off the bench. I think that leaves us in a pretty good position with Morant, Fox, Nembhard as our backcourt. What we need is a real wing. Siakam, Collins, Zubac. And so what I'm going to look to do now is trade De'Aaron Fox and one of these kind of bench guys for a better wing and a backup guard. And I think we found kind of the perfect trade here. Brandon Ingram's going to slot in for us at our 3, and then Emmanuel Quickley is going to take that backup guard spot from De'Aaron Fox and backup Morant and Nembhard. And that leaves our rotation looking pretty good, to be honest. Let's see what they want to have it. So yeah, it would be Morant, Nembhard, Brandon Ingram, Pascal Siakam, Ivica Zubac as our starting 5, John Collins, Emmanuel Quickley, Corey Kispert, Daron Sharp, and then I might throw in Josh Green as well to get a couple of minutes for the regular season at least, so we don't tire everyone out. John Collins getting 31 seems like a lot. Quickly, Kispert, Sharp, and then we'll just give a little bit of time to Josh Green. And yeah, we can get into Sim and see how this team looks. The reason I put the 3-team or the 3-trade max in is because I'm thinking of doing this as a series. So, the 15 wheel spins, as we get off to a really good start. But yeah, the 15 wheel spins, max 3 trades, with 1 trade before the deadline if you want, and then keeping a bit of a leaderboard. I know a lot of people aren't doing series anymore, but I've been doing series as my shorts, and honestly, I really enjoy that format more. I know people really want to go for the big thumbnail, the new idea, whatever it might be, but I kind of like having a series that people can watch different episodes of. So let me know if you'd be interested in that, doing the wheel series. And then also, I have a lot of other ideas to do more creative stuff, like fun simulation, sort of what if scenarios. So let me know what types of scenarios you'd be interested in seeing. Yeah, I do really want to try a bunch of stuff. So the team is quite good, 32-11, and Sim is zooming along, which is nice for once. But we'll get to the trade deadline. We'll see if we really want to make any trades, maybe just a bench trade, and then we'll hopefully win a championship. That would be a great start to the series. Were we in the in-season tournament final? Let me double check that. No, we weren't. So we didn't make the in-season tournament final. That's fine though. So let's see how everyone's doing. Ja, 25.5, 8 assists. He's playing great. Zubac, 10 rebounds, efficient from the field. Love Pascal Siakam, but not putting up as many points. Brandon Ingram's pretty good. About to be expected. Andrew Nembhard's the only starter who I guess we could upgrade, but I like his defensive versatility and, real life playoff riser and stuff. John Collins off the bench maybe could be upgraded. Same with Quickley. Kispert's been really good from 3. Sharp's been all right. One more bench piece, and I think this team is really in line to have a great season. OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson is interesting. I know we saw James Harden there, but I don't necessarily want another superstar. This trade finder is very generous, so let me know if you have a good save file for with the upgraded or with the updated rosters. This one I'll be using is the Crushables one. I'm not going to do any of these crazy ones. I'm going to do OG Anunoby and Mitchell Robinson. I think OG can play some 3 and 4, and then Mitch can be a backup 5 instead of Day'Ron Sharpe. Kind of close the rotation a little bit. All these guys are looking good. Anunoby off the bench, quickly Robinson, Kispert. And yeah, we'll leave it at 9 for now. I guess Sharpe could get minutes if we needed. We're a little light on wings, or like we don't have John Collins at the backup 4. But I think we'll run that, and we'll see how we go throughout the rest of the season. So we're coming to the end of the year here. It's been a little bit up and down. Obviously, we're still a really good team. Second in the conference, it looks like we're going to stay at. Little winning streak to end the year would be nice. Here we go. So yeah, Shai wins MVP, Flag, Rookie of the Year. 6th man, Tyler Hero. I don't know why he's not starting. Vic, Depoy, TJD often gets Most Improved. Clutch for Steph Curry. And we do get Executive of the Year, which is cool. Makes sense since we made all those trades. John Morant, 2nd team All-NBA. Would be curious to see if he can get back to that level in real life this season. We have anyone on all defensive teams? No, we didn't have any rookies. Cool. So yeah, we did end up as the 2nd seed over in the West. The Thunder, still really good. We didn't take any of their players, so they've got pretty much their normal roster. Same with the Timberwolves, same with the Mavericks, who 2K loves both of these teams for some reason. It'll be interesting to see whether or not we're able to get through the West. It does feel like in these sims, it's kind of an unfair advantage to be a Eastern Conference team sometimes. Are we gonna play Corey Kispert in the playoffs? Maybe like 8 minutes. I do wanna make sure our starters are playing more. So let's get Nembhard up a little bit. Let's get Zubac up a little bit. OG is gonna play a lot. Quickly, maybe down slightly and make sure Zubac is getting all those minutes. I like Mitchell Robinson off the bench. Yeah, we'll run with that to start, and we'll see how things go. And then we are taking on the Portland Trailblazers here, who are a good team. I feel like we can simulate the round though. Oh, that was very scary. I guess we should not have simulated the round. That does not give me hope that we're going to beat the Timberwolves here, because the Timberwolves are a very good team in sim, and almost always okay. First game win, and John Morant with 31. Pretty good. Up 2-0. John Morant is carrying right now. Okay. All right. I'm feeling good. That first round, I don't know. The Trailblazers must just be good this season. We lose game 3. John Morant's still putting up 40. I think if we end up getting through this, then all right. So it's now a big game 6. We were up 2-0. I think I'm not going to change the rotation. It feels kind of cheap to do that. 7. Game 7 is here. Julius Randle versus John Morant. Ant versus Brandon Ingram. And let's simulate this and see how it goes. So not a great okay. Back and forth a little bit. Good second quarter, bad third quarter, and it looks like we're gonna end up we end up going out in the second round to the Timberwolves. We can simulate through the rest of this. Anthony Edwards is gonna win Finals MVP against the Cavs. Oh, and actually the Timberwolves get gentlemen swept by Evan Mobley. So it was a good showing from the team. How many wins did we get? 61. So 61 wins. We made our 4 trades. John Morant was good all season. Yeah, 28 in the playoffs was really good. But we fell short. Let me know if you enjoyed this, if you want to see more of it, what other challenges you want to see. Check out the shorts. Like, subscribe if you haven't already, and peace.